Senator Ossoff.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Thank you for convening this hearing. Thank you for your leadership on this issue and for working families across the country. And thank you to our panel for joining us today and sharing your expertise. When I was running for U.S. Senate and when I was elected, it was very clear to me that Georgia families expected change and they expected Congress to invest in them, in working families in Georgia, in improving quality of life, investing in prosperity for working families in Georgia. And as soon as we got here, I was so pleased to join colleagues like the chair and Senator Reverend Warnock to get to work. And that's why today I'm proud to be able to announce to the people of Georgia that because of the American Rescue Plan Act, which we passed into law, working Georgians who as a couple make $150,000 per year or less, or as a single parent make $112,500 a year or less, will soon start to see $300 deposited directly into their bank accounts each month for every child they have under the age of 6, and $250 each month for every child aged 6 to 17 years of age. This expansion of a child tax credit is so important. And Ms. Graves, I'd like to ask you, what will be the impact of this expanded child tax credit and these monthly payments that working families will see on the ability of families to take care of their kids and also to get back into the workforce?
So there were many parts of the American Rescue Plan that brought me great joy, but the child tax credit and that investment in our lowest income families is one that just made me really proud of this Congress and our country. A big deal that 4 million families will be moved above the poverty line. So when we think about children in this country, that we did this in the midst of a pandemic that responded with that level of force, it's really exciting. And going forward, I think we will have learned a lesson about what it means to ensure that no one falls off a cliff, that our families can be secure, and that our children in particular can grow up with that sort of safety.
Thank you, Ms. Graves. And with my remaining time, I'd like to humbly invite each of you, beginning with you, Ms. Gressler, to offer the one recommendation for Congress that you think is most important that perhaps we haven't touched upon yet in this hearing today.
I think a lot of the solution going forward, when we look at the economic reality of childcare, it's expensive, but we don't want workers to be paid less. This is difficult. I would love for my kids' childcare providers to be paid $50 per hour, but then I can't afford to pay them that anymore. So it's a tough issue, and there are limits to how much we can make it affordable without just simply taking money from other workers and forcing them to be the ones to pay for it. But there are ways that we can reduce the costs that are out there now, and I see a big opportunity in being smaller providers, whether it's in a church center or a friend down the street that just is a home with kids and decides to open up a child care center or watch a few people. I think there's both added flexibility that could increase the number of providers and also reduced regulations that could bring down the costs. We heard from Bernadette about just, it goes on and on and on, but all the things to your physical structure that have to be done, the requirements about you can spray this antibiotic when somebody is there and you can't do this, you have to give these drinks at these hours, like down to the nitty-gritty. There don't need to be that many regulations on providers because that just prevents them from coming into the market.
Thank you, Ms. Gressler. Ms. Graves?
Our child care system and our current law, the block grant, it builds in a lot of choice for families. Some families want family, friend, and neighbor care. Other families want center care. That is already baked in our system. What isn't baked in is the level of investment to ensure that there is the supply we need, the workforce availability, and that families can actually afford childcare that is high quality. And so the thing that I'm hoping to leave you all with is that we cannot miss this moment. We cannot miss this window with the visibility that we have had over the last year of what it means to have such a fragile child care system.
Thank you, Ms. Graves, and thank you, Madam Chair. I yield.